My name is Virghost, Memphis. I represent Point Blank Entertainment. I'm a MC / spoken word artist. I just came out with an album entitled The Memphis. I came out with an EP right before that called The Invisible Man EP, and I'm currently working on my second album. It's untitled right now. I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about myself, a little bit about my album, and the things I got coming up. It actually came about before I started performing spoken word and before I started MCing. I used to like put poetry on the websites on the internet, and I didn't really want to use my real name because I said a couple of vulgar things or whatever. My dad's a preacher, so I wanted to use another name besides my governor name. And all I did was I got my zodiac sign, and I just thought of ghosts. I put them two together, and I called myself the Virghost. And, but like when I got in Hype Life, I got in this group called Hype Life doing spoken word back in 2008, 2009, and I used the name D Somerville. But Fat Mac, it was a dude named Fat Mac that was over Hype Life. He saw my MySpace page. He saw it said D Somerville the Virgos, and that's what he always referred me to when I went to the open mics and performed at Euphoria and the Starbucks in East Memphis. And when he started calling me the Virgos, everybody started calling me. So it's pretty much something that everybody made up. Well, I made it up, but everybody started calling me it themselves. It's not a name that I read. As a matter of fact, I didn't even want to use that name at first. I just wanted to use my regular name, my governor name, but it didn't work out that way. Everybody started calling me Virgo, so I rolled. I started the mixtape. It's supposed to be a mixtape originally. In 2009, I started working on it. It was supposed to be the third volume of my rhythm and poetry series mixtapes. And I got to a point last year in 2010 where I decided just to move on past the mixtape thing. I had already made 2 mixtapes. I was working on a third mixtape called Still Literate, and I just figured like it was time to move past that and start on the album. And like I said, I kept the same concept that I had with the mixtape. All I did was I changed it to the point where I was going to be using original beats instead of versus using beats that other rappers have already used in the industry. The first track I made was Order 66 back last year in 2010, December 2010, and it was like a real grimy, dark boom bap type track. And that kind of got me out there. People started noticing me from that song. In my opinion, I had pretty decent stuff before Order 66, but that seemed like the track that everybody started really looking at me as an MC by. Everybody knew me as a spoken word artist, but when I put that song out, people started noticing me as an MC. From that point on, I met with Fathom 9. I knew of him, but I didn't know him. When I met him, I purchased the beat from him. He sampled the Change Gonna Come by Sam Cooke, and I just pretty much told a story in that track, and which was like the center part of my album. It's like really told the whole story of my album, which is It's a story about an unnamed character. He's trying to promote positivity in his city. He's trying to show people what's really going on around them, and he's trying to promote change. And he has a crew, but it's like he thinks his crew is down for him, but they really not. They connected with outside people behind his back, and they put a plot on him to kill him, to murder him, or really mirroring what happened with Dr. Martin Luther King, in my opinion. And that's basically what happens in the story. He's in his apartment, and he gets set up by his girlfriend and his best friend, and he's already kind of worried about being spied on, and somebody, he knows somebody's out to get him, but little does he know is the people right in front of him. And that's basically what happens at the end. He gets murdered by those two people, and that's basically what the album is about. It starts out very soulful at the beginning. There's a lot of samples in the beginning. One of the samples I didn't even know was a sample, so like I put the album out by Anita Baker, A Mystery by Anita Baker, and basically the beginning, the first couple of tracks on the album, one of them samples Leon Ware, one of them samples Marvin Gaye, like I said, Anita Baker, Sam Cooke. It's like the beginning is real soulful, real light. After Poetic Injustice is over, that's when it gets kind of gloomy. Very gloomy, as a matter of fact, and I started talking about things that went on with me in this previous year. I'm talking about myself in the middle of the album, but I'm really trying to keep on going with the story after the character dies. But it's really about me, all the things I went through in 2011 this year, and 2010. And the end of the album is more, I don't want to say commercial, because I didn't really compromise myself. I used some commercial beats that I really like, but I didn't go outside of my true self to make something, just to please people. You know what I'm saying? I got a track on there called Gorillas in Bluff City. It doesn't seem like, people probably wouldn't label it hip hop, but in my opinion, I really like it. I was really feeling the tracks, and it's another light point in the album at the end with those tracks. And there's another track on there called Fallen Angel. Was like the only spoken. I was known for doing spoken word, and this the first CD where I only had like one whole spoken word track, and it was the Fallen Angel track, and that was kind of like a dark part. But it's like a lot of different things going on in the Memphis fiasco, a lot of concepts. I had a lot of ideas. It's not like one single idea. I think the major idea was like Dr. King's assassination in Memphis. Dr. King had a dream of doing something positive. And out of all the places in the United States, in the world, his dream didn't die, but the man that thought of the dream died right here in Memphis, Tennessee. And that's where I got the name Memphis Fiasco from. I just put Fiasco, Memphis together, came up with it. And that's basically where that came from. That was the major theme in my album. I got a lot of Dr. King references in my album, and that's where that came from. It's just like my mind is so jumbled with so many thoughts. I can't just say it's like one theme, but that's probably the major theme in my album. That's pretty much what's going on with the album. You should check. Everybody gonna have their different opinion of what it is. Like when you hear my album, I got an opinion about where I wanted it to go. But when you hear it, you might see someone be inspired by something else, or you might get another idea of where I was trying to go. But all I know is I had this vision in my mind, and I think I'm fairly satisfied with where I went with it when I got through it. I can't choose one that got two. I mean, they the same thing. Like when people ask me what's the difference between them, I say they're the same thing. But I can't say I get more satisfaction out of one than the other. I know when I do spoken word, as far as performing go, I will say that as far as performing go, I get more satisfaction out of spoken word, because I feel like that's where I came from. That's my essence. When I get on stage, it's like I completely lose myself with MCing, but when I do spoken word, I completely lose myself every time I do spoken word. And when I MC, sometimes it depends on the song where I have to lose myself. Like spoken word is more like spoken word is more intimate, in my opinion, and when it comes to performing than MCing. and I get more satisfaction out of it. Now, as far as recording in the studio, I get more satisfaction out of MCing. I love, like, I don't know why, I can't explain why, but I get more satisfaction out of MCing in the studio. I like them both equally. I cannot, like, somebody asked me today to pick which one I like the best. I couldn't pick one. I like them both because when I first started doing spoken word, I was rapping too. Most people don't know about this. I was already rapping. I had met Knowledge Nick me and Knowledge Nick, because I didn't just meet him, but I had just met the people that he record with and everything, and do music with. But they knew me as a poet. And at the time, I had really just started doing spoken word. I was writing poetry anyway, but I had really just started doing spoken word. And I got on track with Nick, and that was the first time I actually rapped. I got on track on his first mixtape, and that's when I started rapping and everything. But I always, first and foremost, wanted to be an MC from day one. But when I started performing spoken word, I got so addicted to it, like I can't even explain. I got so addicted to it, and it's like a part of me now. But I just can't separate both of them. Like every time I make a CD, I have to put both of them in my CD. I can't just be like, well, I'm gonna make a rap album or I'm gonna make a spoken word album. I can't do it because they're the same to me. They're both the same thing. It's just like in certain situations I like doing one better than the other, but I like them both equal. My biggest influence musically has to be Nas. I was kind of put on him afterwards, a little bit afterwards. You know, I started listening to hip hop. But Nas is like, I mean, he an MC, and I don't take that away from him, and I don't want to sound disrespectful to any MC. But when I first heard Nas, I didn't even look at him as a rapper or an MC. I felt like he was a poet. Like the stuff he was saying, I was like, I never heard anybody say the stuff that he was saying. He has to be my biggest influence musically. The second person musically that had to influence me hard was Marvin Gaye. Like Marvin Gaye is probably my second favorite artist behind Nas. And Marvin Gaye is a true poet to me. Like his music, I love the fact that his music is like a biography or autobiography of what he went through himself. Like when he sing, he really singing about himself. And I'm that type of person too. Even in my album, like a lot of people think that I may be talking about something other than myself, but a lot of tracks on my album talk about me. Like most of my tracks are talking about me. And I like the fact that he was able to express himself without feeling nervous about doing it. Like he really sang from his soul and about himself. If you want to go outside of music, I think the biggest influence I have my father. Even though me and my father are like the complete opposite, we the complete same. We like very much the same. We're very similar. I'll tell people all the time, as far as my spoken word go, a lot of it came from my father. My dad was a preacher, and you know, when I was young, I used to see him, you know, preaching in the pulpit, and he had everybody's attention. I'm like, what's the difference between what I do and spoken word? It's the same thing, you know. Regardless of what anybody believes or what his beliefs are, what the next man's beliefs are, what my beliefs are, he was still, you know, speaking something positive to people, and they were acknowledging him for what he did. You know, he had their full, undivided attention, and I feel like I used to see him doing it, and when I do spoken word, I get a lot of it from what he used to do. Like I seriously do. Like I used to deny it, I used to put it past it, but like he was a big influence. Outside of music, he's my biggest influence. Spoken word wise, I can't even say nobody outside of Memphis. Spoken word scene has made me the poet that I am. I didn't even know spoken word existed in Memphis before 2009. I met Fat Mac, MOD, FW Love, AT Chill, Sleepy Pete. I met them guys, Lenny Kane, Hardface. I didn't even know that it existed. I thought it was just Def Poetry Jam. I didn't know that it was in Memphis, and that kind of changed a lot about myself. I wasn't scared to go out and spit my poetry. I didn't feel like I was the only person who did it or did poetry. And they were the biggest influences on me for my spoken word. Hype Life was the biggest influence in my spoken word. Locally, man, it's so many people that influence me locally. Iron Mike Coalition, you know, Jason, Fathom. Can't mention everybody. Nick, you know, me and Nick had our ups and downs, but man, Nick influenced me a lot too. Nick was doing this thing before me. He kind of put me on in a way. my team influenced me a whole lot. PBE, Ricochet, Young Yayo, Sincere, Major, the lyricist. My wife Megan J, she pushed me so hard, man. And L Train is just like a lot of people, man. Memphis in general got so much talent. There's so many people outside of Memphis, especially in Memphis, that influenced me a lot. I got a CD I'm doing with an MC in Memphis that I don't want to mention right now because we're gonna keep it on the low. But we're gonna do I got a CD coming out, not a double CD, but a CD with another artist. I know I got my second album gonna be coming out. It's gonna be the Memphis 2, The Last Poet. That's probably not gonna be coming out till like July next year though. Cause I got a lot of other personal things I need to deal with first before I start back with music. We got the PBE album gonna be coming out real soon. We're gonna start working on that. That's gonna come out before my album. And I was in the works of trying to make another Invisible Man EP with Kenny Wayne, hopefully. He don't know about that yet, but I'm gonna get in touch with him about doing another Invisible Man EP. But I got a couple of shows. I'm finna start another open mic very soon in January for spoken word. Whatever you do, spoken word, MCing, singing, all that. It's gonna be a live band. Just like I said, it's gonna be in January. And pretty much before the music go, that's pretty much it. And I got a lot of personal stuff. I got a beautiful baby girl about to be born in probably a couple of days. So I'm focused on that. But I'm gonna get back into my music real soon. I pretty much got all the tracks I want for my second album. It's just a matter of me starting on it. And I'm basically right now I'm just pretty much focusing on other people's works and my group work. I want to first shout out my wife, singer Megan J, Point Blank Entertainment, Memphis Queen of Soul. She don't want me to say that, but I'm saying it. The whole PBE team, Young Yayo, Ricochet, Sincere, Major, lyricist, L Train, JD Smooth, JD Gap, Marco, Sensei Golden, the whole Memphis scene, Knowledge Nick. Iron Mike Coalition, Battle 9, Max Batar, Tanya Dyson, Tammy, Triley. Hype Life, whole Hype Life, Fat Mac, MOD, Sleepy P, AZ Truly, AT Chill, Hard Face, all of them, like for real. Even though I'm doing mostly hip hop right now, everyone for the spoken word singing, I won't be doing none of these. So all the poets, all the spoken word poets in Memphis, all the MCs in Memphis. Memphis as a whole, we coming up right now. We finna do some big things. A lot of people might doubt us. A lot of people might think we not gonna do nothing. But it's finna be a change as far as music scene go in Memphis. Y'all gonna see this. So shout out to everybody that does anything artistic in Memphis.